Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Welcome to the Daily Vibe. It is Monday. We're here for Monday stuff. So how was everybody's weekend? I took a self-care weekend. Practically did nothing for the most part. Just kind of mellowed. Just kind of mellowed. And got my brain back in whack. But, so how was your weekend? I hope it was a good one. I hope you did fun things or took time for yourself. I got my hair cut Friday. Not cut, but I needed some layers. So, I got them. And I still have enough hair to put my hair up. But, it was so nice. Actually, it was funny because I kind of cut my hair to get my layers back or to get my curls back. And what do? I straighten my bangs. But it's okay. So, as you can see, I am just stalling while I wait for people to jump on. And I really kind of want to wait for people to jump on today because I have a really good subject. I was on Facebook yesterday evening and I saw this great story that Leah posted about a snake and a saw. And good morning, beautiful girl. Baby siblings on. But yeah, that's why, thank you. That's why I kind of wanted to wait a little bit for people to get on because I really want people to hear this. So I'm going to waste time for a few more moments to tell everybody. Yesterday, during coffee, sibling tells me about her dream that she had. And she said, I must be craving sweets because I was dreaming about marshmallows and, chocolate. And I was like, well, marshmallows would be better if they were chocolate, period. So then we're watching TV and it's almost like a manifestation thing, right? Not that I manifested somebody making them. I manifested them into my life because they're a thing. But first, we saw a commercial about chocolate stuffed, or marshmallows stuffed with chocolate. So for people like me, I cannot, when I'm tired, it's one of my weird quirks. I get weird when my hands get dirty. Okay, not like, gotta wash it 5 million times, but I mean, it's just like barbecue sauce or sticky things, and it's like ASAP gotta go wash my hands. But that's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of s'mores, because the chocolate gets everywhere and I'm a hot mess. Half the time I don't notice it's on my hands, so then it gets on my clothes and it's just it's like being a 5-year-old again, okay? Except they're probably neater than I am when it comes to that. So I love the fact that somebody put the chocolate in the marshmallow, okay? Because, I don't know, just the marshmallow itself, it doesn't really need that graham cracker, right? I mean, it can, but it's amazing. So last night, I wanted to show baby sibling, because baby sibling went camping this weekend, and I was so excited about it. I just wanted to show her the chocolate stuffed marshmallows. And, and I found chocolate marshmallows. So see, sometimes when you put things out there randomly and you don't give it a second thought, it starts manifesting whether you want it to or not. It just kind of happens. And that was kind of fun. I was just like, whoa, I did that. So, you know what? Let's just get started because I know for the people watching later, you don't want to sit here for like a gazillion minutes waiting for me to get rolling. So again, I saw this is a post from Leah that I saw yesterday. I will post it in the comments, but I'm going to cut the picture off because it's a little disturbing. Not for the squeamish. I mean, to me it wasn't bad, but it's definitely not for the squeamish. I am not a fan of sharp things. But, it's a very good Monday thought. I've noticed lately that Monday stuff has kind of become something that I just want people to think about during the week, something that I think would be good for people to just kind of, have nesting in their head, because you're going to come across these situations. You're going to come across, moments where it's like, oh, I remember that story. Maybe I should just let it go. So there was a snake that crawled over a sharp saw and was cut. In anger, the snake wrapped the saw with its thick body and proceeded to squeeze the life out of the saw. With each angry squeeze, it felt more pain, but continued because it wasn't going to let the saw get away with the pain it caused. The snake, refusing to let go of the saw, eventually died, not knowing the whole time that he needed to let go of the initial pain and focus on its future and where it was going. Instead, the snake unfortunately lost its life and didn't see it coming. Control your anger, forgive those that hurt you, and don't give people or things power over you. It can ultimately kill you. Now, the last part, I think that really kind of pertains to certain people, but I really think it hits home. You know, a lot of times we sit there, we carry anger, we carry this pain. And the interesting thing that they don't mention in this story is when you really kind of go a little bit deeper into the meaning of it, the saw doesn't feel anything, right? It just feels this thing that's wrapping itself around. Well, it doesn't feel anything. You know, I mean, maybe it has an energy to it because it's made out of natural resources, but think of the saw as those people that hurt you and those people that really kind of, that cut you, maybe with their words. Sorry, my nose is so itchy. Maybe with their words or their actions. And, gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I do not know what's happening with my nose. It is so itchy right now. Ugh. And I don't have allergies normally, so I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, maybe someone doesn't want me to get this message out because it's a good one. But, where was I? It's Monday, my fucking brain. But anyways, this is the only downside of self-care weekends. You just kind of like, huh? What's happening? You gotta get your brain back in order. But the saw doesn't feel, you know, the saw is just this inanimate object, right? And the snake is squeezing the crap out of it. And eventually it cuts itself enough to where it dies. But the saw moves on, right? Someone unwraps the snake, puts the saw back where it should have been to begin with, away. And what happens? The saw goes on to live another day while the snake is gone and dead. Now, for people that don't like snakes, I get it. You're like, oh, thank God. But let's not be literal, okay? Let's not be literal when it comes to the snake. This saw could, again, be a person, an action, words that somebody may have said to you and then walked away and felt nothing. Like, yeah, whatever. I'm not responsible for you and how you take this. So we have to forgive. We have to let go. That doesn't mean you're forgiving their actions. It doesn't mean you're forgiving what they did. What it means is you are setting yourself free. You are giving yourself that freedom that you need to move forward so that it doesn't ultimately kill you. And that is, to me personally, and I don't know the stats on this, but that is probably a rare occurrence. But maybe it's not. A lot of belief systems believe that when you hold in pain and you hold in anger and you hold in just so much trauma and drama from your life that you accumulate, that it can cause physical ailments. It can cause diseases. It can cause cancer. A lot of people believe that because what they believe is you're internalizing all this stuff and it has nowhere to go. So it manifests into something. Now, I'm not telling you have to believe that. What I'm telling you, good Lord, what I'm telling you is that a lot of people believe this. And, you know, you never know. You know, just because science can't prove something one way or the other doesn't mean it's not true. Okay? So sometimes, you know, and I'm talking about like this. I'm talking about where people have these metaphysical beliefs that say, you know, even, you know, that say that bad things can manifest in you if you don't let them go, if you don't heal them. Have you ever noticed that when you're really, really down, you're really, really run down, you're sad, you're blue, you get a cold, right? Maybe you get the flu, but your body's run down because your emotions are run down. Your sense of self is run down. So it's manifesting something. And it's or maybe if you're moving too much, right? You're ignoring everything around you. So your butt sits you down. And it's not always a good sitting down. Some people get lucky and they get off with just laying down for an evening or a day. Some people get sick. So I think it's something to really kind of think about. You know, stress headaches. What causes a stress headache? Stress, right? And where's the stress coming from? Whatever it is you're stressing about, whatever it is you're angry about. I swear, I am a freaking hot mess today, guys. I am so sorry. I do not know what's happening with my face right now, aside from the fact that it's attached to my shoulder and my head. But anyways, but yeah, it's like with the snake, right? The snake is squeezing this saw because it had an initial cut. Maybe the snake wasn't paying attention. Maybe the snake didn't see it. Maybe when the snake was trying to go over it, it flipped up, and that's when it cut it. Seriously? I don't even know where any of this is coming from. So, anyways, I apologize. Let's try that again. So again, maybe the snake is rolling over this saw. Maybe the snake, it's like, ooh, I got cut. And it says, you know what? I'm not going to let you get away with that. So I'm just going to squeeze the shit out of you. But what's happening? The snake is dying. When we give somebody too much of our own power, we start dying inside, right? When we give things too much of our own power, we start dying inside. And maybe you're not physically dying, but for people with a dinged up mental health, that can be dangerous. When we give some people too much credit and we give them all of our power. The hardest thing to do when you've suffered trauma of any kind is, thank you, baby sibling. She's all, at least you look cute through all of it. I'm trying. Yeah, I'm sure I look really cute rubbing my nose and pulling whatever, like little weird wispy things out of my mouth. Like, I don't even see dust floating in my room, but somehow things are ending up on me. But anyways, I totally forgot where I was. Welcome to Monday. Maybe this is happening. Oh, by the way, I gotta show you my book. This is from my friend Heidi. Pineapples! But, I think maybe the reason that all this little bit of funniness is happening is because this is a deep subject. This really is a deep, deep subject. It says, right here, control your anger, forgive those that hurt you, and don't give people or things power over you. It can ultimately kill you. And again, it's like it said earlier, the snake took no time to see how it might affect its future. I've known people that have walked away from people because they had to. They had to do it to save themselves. They had to do it for their own peace of mind. Was it easy? Hell no, it was not easy. Good morning, Debbie Hall. But they had to do it because when you don't walk away from something that's hurting you or something that is just not good for you or something that's toxic to you, you are that snake wrapping yourself around that saw that is eventually going to cut you in half. Whether it's literally, or let's hope it's never literally, but definitely figuratively, right? Good morning, Terry. So you have to let go of that pain. You have to let go of that anger. And like I said, no matter what you've gone through in your life, it doesn't matter. Like I said, everyone's always saying, well, my issues aren't half as bad as yours. No, we're all at that same line together, trying to cross over it into a place where we just have peace, where we have peace of mind, where we have sense of self, where we just have this self-acceptance and this self-love of ourselves that, that nobody can really, poke a hole in or damage or dent or ding. Maybe sometimes it might get dinged, but you know what? You can always tap out that ding, right? So I think what this whole story is really trying to say, and again, like I said, for those of you that missed it, I will put it in the comments. The picture really kind of drives home the story, but like I said, it is a little graphic for some people. My poor cousin Jeannie could not read it just because she could see the snake underneath. She's not a fan of snakes. And it's even worse when you see a snake wrapping itself around a saw. But I like what the person said in this. The snake just could not let that saw win. So it just kept squeezing and squeezing and squeezing until it died. Right? Sometimes that's what we do. We get so mad at something or someone or, just whatever that we squeeze it until we've squeezed the life out of ourselves. But meanwhile, that whole situation is probably walked away and is living its life, not even caring. Some people can do that. Some people can just cause damage and harm and trauma and walk away like they did nothing. Walk away like, oh yeah, well, that's your problem. You deal with it. But you're stuck holding the bag, right? You're stuck being the snake around the saw, slowly killing yourself inside because you can't let go. Letting go is the hardest thing in the world, and it may not even be anger. It could be grief. It could be, maybe you lost something, maybe you lost a friendship and it hurts. It's always going to hurt. I mean, nobody wants to lose people in their lives, right? Maybe you had to walk away from, somebody for your own self-preservation. It doesn't mean you don't miss these people. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. And it doesn't mean you're not allowed to think back on the fun times when you had a great time. What it means is that you are caring enough about yourself to take care of yourself, that you were caring enough about you and having that self-love and that self-worth and that self-acceptance that you deserve better. It doesn't mean they're bad people in some cases. Some cases they just are. But in a lot of cases, maybe you're just not meant to be around these people. And in a lot of times, maybe over time, they start seeing how their own behavior has damaged people, how they've lost people in their lives, how people have walked away. It's something to think about. It really truly is something to think about. And, like I said, the other thing is also something to think about how when you bottle things up, it can manifest into something unhealthy. It can manifest into ulcers, stress headaches, lots and lots of things. It really can. So I'm going to read this one more time, just because I really think it kind of needs a second reading. There was a snake that crawled over a sharp saw and was cut. In anger, the snake wrapped the saw with its thick body and proceeded to squeeze the life out of the saw. With each angry squeeze, it felt more pain, but continued because it wasn't going to let the saw get away with the pain it caused. The snake, refusing to let go of the saw, eventually died, not knowing the whole time that he needed to let go of the initial pain and focus on its future and where it was going. Instead, the snake, unfortunately, lost its life and didn't even see it coming. Control your anger, forgive those that hurt you, and don't give people or things power over you. It can ultimately kill you. I wasn't going to mention this, but because it's really sad. Over the weekend, I remember I was on my way to get my hair done after the Vibe on Friday, and I get a call from sibling, and she says, "Whatever you do, don't go on the 55." Well, my hairdresser's nowhere near the 55. Yeah. Oh, and just on a side note, Terry's right. I believe people come into our lives for a reason, a season, and a lesson. Oh, thank you. So, well, thank you for watching. So, but it's true. Not everybody's meant to stay in your life forever. Even if they've been in your life forever, maybe they're not meant to stay forever. Or maybe they're just meant to take like a less active role in your life. That doesn't mean they're gone forever. Sometimes it just means that they're not as prominent in your life as they used to be. Don't be sad about that. Okay, I know it's hard and you might think, oh my God, did they hate me? Did they not like me? No, maybe it's just you're moving in different directions, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if it is a completely, no problems or anything with anybody, maybe they're just meant to take just a back seat for a while, or maybe you're meant to take a back seat in their life, but that doesn't mean you're less important. It just means, again, that you might be just heading in different directions. Maybe your vibes are heading in different directions. But yeah, you know what? I think I was meant to pause on that. So I will put in the comments what happened this weekend, because I really don't want to talk about it on the Vibe. We've actually been doing really well here and kind of staying on point. But I will say this. There was a tragedy this weekend. So for those of you that pray or send out good juju or, send out meditative vibes, please send it to this family in Orange. Okay? Because it was not a good thing. And I think about that though. I think about anger, and I think about, even me when I'm on the freeway just yelling at people. And you never know how life is going to change in a moment, right? But we really, I think it's really, really something that we should keep in mind, that's something we should remember, something that we should just kind of keep close to our hearts and our minds about how we do give our power away, how we let other people walk all over us, or how we let other people treat us, because, in some cases, maybe people can't be alone, right? Or maybe sometimes, we think we're doing the right thing, or maybe sometimes we just don't want to feel like we're a failure, but take stock. If you were squeezing a saw and you're being continually cut by it until you literally become a magician's act and are cut in half, a bad magician's act, because that snake was not being put back together, it might be time to think about it. Okay? It might be time to just take a step back, think about what's happening, think about what's going on, and how you can move forward and how you can move away from that fear. It's like one of my quotes on my wall: stop the fear and live free. But right above it is my mom's favorite quote: don't look back, you're not going that way. When you choose to walk away from something, walk away. Walk away. Don't look back. If people are meant to re-enter your lives, they will. Life, as they said in Jurassic Park, life will find a way, right? And I mean, it's even like I was watching a documentary with Sibling this weekend about Chernobyl, right? Not the movie, which is a really good movie. So if you haven't seen the limited series, see it. It's very good. But it was just a documentary. And they were talking about how life is springing up again. I mean, yeah, everything's radioactive still over there and probably will be for hundreds of years. But life finds a way. There are people that are still living there, that are still alive. I don't know if they're sick or not. I know the radiation levels are going up, but they are old now. Okay? I mean, this has happened like 40-something years ago, or 40 years ago, maybe less than, just under 40. It happened in the 80s, okay? Let's put it that way. We're closing in on 40, if not at 40 yet. But they're still alive. No one can figure out how, because their radiation levels are high. And they are starting to get sicker now that they're getting older. But, and that doesn't mean go live there, okay? Or even visit there. It's still kind of a dangerous place. But what I'm saying is that life will find a way. Okay? If you were meant to have someone in your life, they will stay in your life or they will come back. And they may come back in a different, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But, they might come back in a different way, maybe just as a friend, or maybe they might become your significant other. I don't know. That's not a validation or a sign for anybody, okay? That is just saying that sometimes people come back, but they might play a different role in your life when they do. And sometimes when people go away and they do come back, you're a different person. You were stronger. You know what your worth is. You know that you deserve to be treated better. And that's something also to really, really focus on. Okay? So don't let anyone take your power back. Don't let anyone be the saw to your snake. Okay? I know people hate snakes. I'm sure there's like a whole, just saying the word might be freaking people out. But, don't be, maybe for other people, don't be your hand wrapping itself around the sharp end of a saw or a knife. You will get hurt. You will get cut. And in some cases, it can ultimately kill you. People who have a dinged up mental health have more of a chance of being pushed over the edge by bad behavior than maybe someone who's not struggling with a dinged up mental health. Because it comes with the, did I fail? Why wasn't I better? Why couldn't I have been a better person? How could I chase somebody else away? And it may not have even been them. They may have been doing everything, but the person just may be an asshole, who doesn't care about what they leave in their wake. Or maybe that person, suffers from a dinged up mental health, refuses to get any help, and still leaves a lot of shit in its wake. So just be careful, okay? Take time to love yourself. Take time for self-care. And when you start getting angry this week, just kind of look back and think, how is this benefiting me? Is it really doing anything for me? And I don't mean like, oh, somebody cut me off, fuck you. Okay. But I mean, if you're holding onto it longer than a moment or longer than a few moments, just take a step back, think about why you were holding on to it. and how it is benefiting your life, because it's probably not, or, you know, how you could just move forward and say, you know what, forget it. So it was such a heavy subject today. I wanted to pull the Rebel deck. Now, I know I've dropped a few F-bombs in here already, but you know the Rebel deck, it is a potty mouth. So this can either be read as rebel or rebel, because the back of it says, because fuck it. So there you go. Rebel, period, because fuck it. Or rebel, because fuck it. So if you can't see my mouth moving, it doesn't count, right? I just wanted to leave off with something a little bit funnier and a little bit more colorful than what we were on, because I know it's kind of a heavy subject to start the week with, but I sometimes I think it's necessary to start the week off with something a little heavier, because then we can go through the week thinking about it. We can go through the week really kind of focusing in on it, and how we can change the way we react to certain things, and how we can change the way other people make us feel, and how sometimes we can just walk away from that, you know, and not feel guilty, not feel bad. Oops, sorry, wardrobe malfunction. But yeah, so just that's something to think about for Monday stuff, okay? I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Tomorrow, I'll pick it up a notch and make it a little more positive. We'll bring it up, right? And, yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday Thoughts. Have a great day.